Hey guys, how are you? It's Started with Stampin' with Chaos. It is Sunday evening and I am in my room. I've been working on subscription boxes and I wanted to show you how to make a quick wedding card. I took a piece of 8.5 by 11 crumb cake and I cut it down to 8.5 by 5.5 and I scored it at 5.25 so you get your normal base card. I'm going to go ahead and kick it down. I took some petal pink and I cut that out to be 5.25 by 4. So just a little bit smaller. I'm going to try and put some light on here. See if it blares us out. So I can see. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is this is our Cottage Rose DSP. And this was, I believe this was in last year's book. And so it goes great with this petal pink. But before I do that, I took another piece of crumb cake, cut 5 and 3 3/4, and I ran it through our embossing machine using, I can't remember what it's called. I thought I wrote it down. Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. So I went ahead and I cut it and then I put it through the embossing machine, and I'm going to put the bumpier side down. I want the smoother side up. You can do it either way that you would like. I just wanted some texture on the card. Okay, now we'll put that down. And then we're going to take a piece of our Cottage Road DSP, and I believe I got this down to 2.5 by 4 3/4. We're just going to slap it on there. Okay. We're going to take a piece of basic white paper. We're going to use our Early Espresso ink. Our stamp that we're using is our Cottage Road stamp. Looks like this. And then the best wishes are going to come off of this. So the first thing we're going to do, since it's a big stamp, I'm going to turn my stamp pad upside down. And I'm going to do 2 stamps. I'm going to do a stamp on, and then I'm going to do a stamp off. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to cut it out twice. So we're going to stamp on. I want a dark one, and then I want a lighter one. So I'm just going to go right below and do the same thing. Okay? Then we're going to take, and we are going to run them through our cut and emboss machine. And they are going to come out like this. We're going to use our Cottage Rose die set. So they end up coming out like this. We're going to put this to the side. And I decided I wanted one popped up. So I took the darker one and I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. So I'm using my, what are they called? Dimensionals. I was going to call them pop-ups, trying to do better. And you can see that I used all the insides of the dimensionals, but you can cut and still use the outer edges. So you can use every bit of the dimensionals on there. So I'm going to put quite a few on here because I want it, it's a kind of a bigger die and I want it to be popped up. And then you just go around taking all the little tabs off. You can use your pokey if you can't get them. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put this where I want it, but I'm not going to press it down because I need to slide one of the other die cuts under it. Okay, so I'm going to put it about right there. I'm not going to completely adhere it. Then I'm going to take the lighter colored die, and I'm just going to use my favorite adhesive, and I am going to put that, slide it under there. And then we are going to take, I took my layering dice, circle dies, see these? And I used this size. I have no idea what size this is. I guess you could go like this maybe and tell. It's like 2.5. It's a 2.5-inch circle. And we are going to take our Early Espresso and we're going to use the Best Wishes stamp out of the Cottage Rose stamp set. And I'm going to kind of put it over to the side here because I want this to slide under. Okay. I think we're good there. I'm afraid to, okay. Then we're going to just slide it, but I need to let it dry for just a second because I want to flip it over and put adhesive on it. And sometimes it's kind of wet still, and that dark color will, holy cow, will run. So, okay, then I'm going to put this over here. I slid it under the one and on top of the other, and it just says best wishes. And then I'm going to push everything down so it's all adhered together. Then I have these really cool, these are new. These are called the Pecan Pie and Clear Ribbon Adhesive back dots. And if you look really close, you can see these little ribbons. You really can't see them on the Pecan Pie one, but you can see them on the white ones. These are pretty cool. So I am just going to add a little bit of color. My rustic ones that I had used, I'm going to move this over here, sorry. The rustic ones that I had used before I am out of, and the only ones that they have are out of stock. So I had to punt on this card because I would have used something different. And you can stick them wherever you would like to. So I'm going to go one up there and one over here. Okay? And then on the inside of the card, we're going to take another piece of your petal pink, and it is cut to 5 1/4 by 4, just like the front of the one is, just to kind of give it a little bit of color. And we're going to go ahead and adhere it down to the inside of the card. And then I took a piece of basic white and I cut it. Is this the right one? Yes. I cut it down to 4 1/2 by 3 3/4, I believe is what it is. And then I got a piece of the DSP, and I went 1 by 3 3/4. So as long as these match up, okay? But we are going to stamp on here. Remember, I usually say stamp before you stick, because if you make a mistake, it's a lot easier to fix than if it's already stuck down. So we're going to use the congratulations stamp, which is out of my wedding stamp set called Here's to Love. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that right. Always try to line the card up. I have a better chance of getting it straight. Okay, it says congratulations. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down. The hardest part of this card is it's just got a lot of pieces to it. It's not hard at all. And you got a lot of die cutting to do. So, or paper trimming. Okay, and then we're going to tack this down right on top for a little bit of color. Gives you plenty of room to write. Okay, and then I have these little, and I've lost the back of them, and I don't even know if we carry them anymore, but they're little hearts, and they're doodads. And so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 in, possibly, if I can get it to stick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth one in, halfway up, and I'm going to stick it down the best that I can. Man, this one does not want to play nice. Okay, let me try this again. Let's get it flipped over. There we go. 1, 2, 3, fourth, middle down. Okay. I was going to leave it blank, but it just looked like it needed something, and I didn't want to put the pecan pie ones in here. And this is supposed to be a wedding card, so oh, that's too small. That's a different size. I thought, oh, I'll put these little pearl hearts in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna cough just a minute. Excuse me. Got a tickle. Sorry about that. How rude. Okay, do the best that you can lining it up and push it down. Just a corner right there. There we go. Super easy. Super cute. I like it. I think it's adorable. So that's our wedding card for one of the cards for this week. I want to give our Community Days people a plug here. They worked really, really hard for our Warden Community Days, and they are coming up this weekend. So Saturday we have a car show, and it is at the city park, and it looks like Rough Cut. I believe they're a band. I think they're going to be playing there as well, and I believe there's going to be a booth set up for some hamburgers and hot dogs. We usually have a really good car show and a really good turnout. On Sunday we're doing the community dinner from 5:30 to 7:30, and that's at the community park, and it's free. They've got all the food was donated, which is awesome. And then Monday we have our parade that begins at 11. And then down at the city park, they have a whole bunch of vendor booths set up. They've got volleyball tournaments going on normally. They've got, I believe there's a cornhole tournament. They've also got the Reptile Man that's going to be there. They've got a couple bands playing, the Dancing Horses, the Seattle Cossacks. I believe those are the motorcycle guys, but I'm not I'm not for sure on that. And they've got a whole bunch of other stuff going down there. So come on down. Come on over to Warden. Enjoy it. I'm not going to be one of the vendors. We're going to be out of town. We've had a lot going on. So Paul and I are going to take off for a day. So we won't be around. But I am going to be at U-Rock Ranch September 9th. So she normally does it the first Monday of the month, but with it being Labor Day and Warden Community Day, she decided to bump it down a week, which works out great for me because then I can be there. So come see me September 9th at U-Rock Ranch from 5 to 8. Make sure you come over and enjoy our community days. They really do a good job. So I hope you guys have a great week this week. And this is Darla with Stampin' with Chaos, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.